Good afternoon, this is Mr. Lanre, and of course I'm a teacher in Tender Care Motorstolic International Group of Schools. I'm here to teach Senior 1 Mathematics, and the topic for today is continuation of what we've started before, and that is logic. And today we'll be dealing with the truth table of 2 and 3 logical cases. Now, the truth table of 2 and 3 logical cases. This is the subtopic under logic. Now I'll just quickly run over things because I have to rub this part of the board to continue with the remaining part of the notes. We know judging a single case can either be true or false, as it can't be true and at the same time false. I will just go to an example we have here in this one, in one of the sentences or statements we have on the board, that says Cairo is the capital of Egypt. That is a statement, confirmed statement. But can I say true and at the same time I say false? No. It's either that statement is true or false. So that is what we are trying to say there. So when we have a simple case or a single case or sentence or statement, it can either be true or false. But it cannot be, judged the same way at the same time. What I mean is we cannot say it is false and at the same time it is true. So it's either we say it is true and we leave it at that, or we say it's false and we leave it at that. Now, that is what we are trying to say from here. But if we have two cases, A and B, don't forget in the previous class or classes I told you cases are represented by numbers, alphabet, and so on and so forth. So in this case, we are dealing with the cases and we are representing them with A and B. We will always have 4 results as shown in the table below. So it means when we have 2 cases, most times the formula is 2 raised to the power n. N is always equals to number of rows. And how do we get it? It means if you have 2 cases, for example, this n represents the number of cases as well, so that means it will be 2 raised to the power 2 and it will be equals to 4. So in this case now, how many rows do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4 on 2 cases. If it is 3 cases, that will be 2 raised to the power n, that is 2 raised to the power 3 if the number of cases is 3, and that will be 2, and that will eventually give us 8. So it means for 3 logical cases, we're expecting to have 8 rows. So that is that about that. So next thing we will go to is compound case. Okay, before we go there, when we are dealing with 2 cases, the first statement, if it is true, the other one can be true because we are dealing with different sentences now. We will explain better when we get there. In the second row, one of those statements, for example, Cairo is the capital of Egypt, is a statement. The earth is greater in volume than the moon, is another one. So let's say Cairo is the capital of Egypt, is A now. The earth is greater in volume than the moon, is B. So logically speaking, the first statement can be true, that says Cairo is the capital of Egypt. And the second one can be true as well, that says the earth is greater in volume. In the other row, if the first case is true, it is most likely that the second case could be false. So that is why we have it as true and false. What about if the first case is false, the other one can be true? And in other ways, which we have in the last row, both of these cases could be false. So now, going to compound case. We have simple cases and we have compound cases. A simple case expresses one case, while compound case or cases expresses 2 or more simple cases connected together with logical conjunction. When we speak of logical conjunctions in our knowledge about English language, conjunction are words that bring sentences together, or 2 or more sentences together, like and, or, if then, and if, and only if. Now, that is what we have here. And we have, for all these conjunctions, logical conjunctions, we have different symbols to represent them. You can see this. This is what we use to represent and. V in the right form is what we will use to represent symbol or conjunction. This is V upside down, that represents and you know, an arrow pointing to one direction represents if then. Then the one that points to two different directions represents if and only if. Now, going further, logical conjunctions now. We'll take one out of these conjunctions. We have like 1, 2, 3, 4. We're dealing with and first. So conjunction and. So dealing with conjunction and, Cairo is the capital, for example, now of Egypt. The earth is greater in volume. That is greater in volume than the moon. That's another example. These two cases can be connected using conjunction and. Therefore, Cairo is the capital of Egypt. Look at the conjunction, the logical conjunction right there now. And the earth is greater in volume than the moon. So we have been able to connect or combine the two sentences together. So we'll move ahead. I'll have to rub this part of the board. The technical team should not be worried about that. I think I get that done myself. So great. So the continuation says, now for these two cases to get the number of rows for the table, the formula is 2 raised to power n, where n equals number of rows, cases. So case 1 now is equals to A. We are representing case 1 with A. Let me write it in a better way. Case 1 equals A, y case 2 equals B. So 2 raised to power n equals 2 raised to power 2. So we are expecting to have 4 rows. So, and don't forget, I think in the last class I told you this table is always called the truth table. So, for the cases A and B, don't forget we are using conjunction A and. So it means the question will be more of A and B. So we have our A and B. Don't forget, when the first case is true, the second case can be true. When the second case is true, the first case is true in the second row, the second case could be false. Then here, this one could be false, while this one could be true, and both can also be false. Now, I want you to pay attention to this. It is very important for you to understand that we have different rules guiding different logical conjunctions. When we are dealing with and, it is only true, pay attention, when the two cases are true and they are joined together by and. It means Cairo is the capital of Egypt is true. the earth is greater in volume than the moon is also true. And A and B, when they are joined together like that, the result will be true. When one of them is false, we always get false. Like here, false is here, we get false again. And when both are false, it is still false. Don't forget we said when one is false, every other one is also false. So that is the end of the class. But before then, I will also rub this part of the board to write the work to do from home or homework. And it is expected of all of the students in Senior 1 taking math. So I think it's everybody to solve this. Don't forget the school has released an information as your promotion exam will be sent on everything we have been doing since we started the online school. So this is work to do, homework. So it says draw the truth table for this statement. One, not A and B. Then two, not A and not B. So these are the two statements, and that brings us to the end of the class today. So I want you to try as much as possible to visit the school YouTube page, that is Tender Care Motorstolic written together. You will see the teaching for other staff, and of course everything we've been doing, we've always uploaded them via or on the YouTube page. So do your best. If you are having any issues on how to work out logical conjunctions, especially on and for today, you can have a repeat of that very class on YouTube, maybe in the next 2 days or in a day's time. So till then, I want you to make sure that you stay safe and stay at home. Don't forget, if you want to go out, to use your mask and always move around with your hand sanitizer. Till we meet again, enjoy. Bye.